Your dog growled the second that person walked in. You laughed it off. 3 months later, that person destroyed you. Not a coincidence. Science proves your dog knew the whole time. By the end of this video, you will never dismiss your dog's instincts again. Welcome back to my channel, the channel that dives deep into the extraordinary science, behavior, and hidden intelligence of dogs. If you're new here, hit subscribe right now, because what you're about to discover will permanently change the way you see your dog. Dogs are not just loyal companions. They are living, breathing lie detectors, emotional radars, biological warning systems, refined by evolution across tens of thousands of years. And most of us have barely scratched the surface of understanding what they're truly capable of. So let's break it all down, starting with ability number 8. Here's something that should make you think twice about anyone your dog doesn't like. A landmark study published in Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews asked a question dog owners have wondered about for generations. Can dogs actually judge character? The setup was brilliant. A dog owner struggled to open a sealed container. 2 actors stood nearby. In scenario 1, the actor stepped in and helped. In scenario 2, they stood there, passive, doing nothing. In scenario 3, they flat out refused and turned their back. The dogs watched every second of it. Then each actor offered the dog a treat. You'd think a dog would take food from anyone, right? That's where it gets fascinating. Dogs eagerly took treats from the person who helped. Most also took from the passive bystander. But the actor who refused to help, the dogs turned away. They wanted nothing to do with them. That actor had never harmed the dog directly. They had zero personal history together. But the dog watched how that person treated their owner, made a moral judgment, and acted on it. Your dog is not just reacting to how you treat them. They are watching how you treat the people they love. And that's only number 8. Wait until you hear number 7. A research team in Japan went even further. They didn't want to know if dogs could sense cruelty or aggression. They wanted to know if dogs could detect the specific act of deception. Here's how it worked. 2 containers sat in front of a dog. One held food. One was empty. A person pointed to the container with food. The dog went, found the treat, happy ending. Simple so far. Then the same person pointed to the empty container. The dog walked over, found nothing, came back confused. Now here's where it gets wild. On round 3, that same person pointed back to the container that actually had food. A purely logic-driven dog would follow the finger and get the reward. But that is not what happened. The majority of dogs simply refused to follow the instruction. In one single act of deception, that person had lost the dog's trust completely. Dogs don't give endless second chances. Once you've shown a dog who you really are, that information is filed away permanently. Which brings us perfectly to number 6. And this one is going to hit you right in the heart. Of everything dogs are capable of, this might be the most emotionally powerful. A dog's nose is estimated to be between 10,000 and 100,000 times more sensitive than ours. But it's not just about detecting smells. It's about storing them, connecting them to memories and emotions, and never letting go. Research has shown that when a dog picks up the scent of someone who brought them joy and safety, the reward centers of their brain light up. The same neurological response humans feel when they catch the scent of someone they deeply love. That is what your dog experiences the moment it catches your scent after you've been away. And the longer you've been gone, the more intense that emotional flood becomes. Your dog isn't just excited you're back. Your dog is reliving every walk, every cuddle, every moment of safety you ever gave them, all triggered by a single breath of your scent. And here's the part that stays with you. If an owner is gone for a very long time or never comes back, dogs don't simply move on. The absence of that familiar scent registers as real loss. Dogs grieve, and they grieve through smell. So the next time your dog buries their nose into your sleeve when you come home, understand that something profound is happening. They are reading the entire story of your bond. But scent isn't the only sense dogs use to read the world. Number 5 changes how you see their eyes. For decades, scientists debated whether animals could truly interpret human emotions on a face, or if they were just reacting to tone and body movement. A team in Austria settled the debate once and for all, at least for dogs. They set up a touchscreen and showed dogs photographs of human faces, clearly happy expressions, and unmistakably angry ones. The faces were cropped, only the upper half or lower half visible. No body language, no voice, just the face. Some dogs were trained to press their nose to happy faces for a reward. Others pressed against angry faces. Then the researchers switched it up. Brand new faces, never seen before. Could the dogs still identify the emotion? They could, consistently. The dogs hadn't memorized a template. They had developed a genuine understanding of human emotion. But there was one detail that stood above everything else. Before any training, Before the dogs even knew the rules of the experiment, they already showed a natural reluctance to press their nose against images of angry faces. Nobody taught them that angry faces were threatening. They already knew. That instinct didn't come from nowhere. It came from thousands of years of dogs and humans evolving together, learning each other's emotional language side by side. Your dog has been studying your face their entire life, and they understand far more than you realize. We're halfway through, and things are about to get extraordinary. Number 4 involves something no human sense could ever replicate. You could be smiling, shaking someone's hand, being perfectly polite, and your dog would still know something is off. How? Because your body is broadcasting a chemical signal in real time, and you have absolutely no control over it. When you feel uneasy around someone, even when you suppress it, your body responds. Stress hormones shift. Adrenaline is released. Your perspiration changes. To the human next to you, none of it is detectable. To your dog, every single change has a distinct odor, and they're reading all of it. A dog's nose contains up to 300 million olfactory receptors. Humans have around 6 million. The part of the dog's brain dedicated to processing smell is proportionally 40 times larger than ours. This isn't a minor upgrade. This is an entirely different sensory experience of the world. Research has shown dogs can detect shifts in human neurochemistry through changes in the pheromones a person emits. This means your dog may recognize that something is wrong before you've even consciously processed the feeling yourself. There are documented cases of dogs becoming agitated toward individuals shortly before those individuals acted violently, as though the dog had already sensed their emotional state and understood what it meant. And it works the other way too. A study of nearly 700 people found a direct statistical link between emotional state and likelihood of being bitten by a dog. People who approached with calm, confident energy were bitten far less frequently than those who were anxious, tense, or afraid. Your dog is not reading your words. They are reading your chemistry. But the sense of smell goes even deeper. Number 3 is where it gets genuinely life-changing. This is not folklore. This is not exaggeration. This is peer-reviewed science that is already saving human lives. A research team at the University of California, Davis, trained dogs to distinguish between tissue samples from cancer patients and samples from healthy individuals. The accuracy stunned the researchers. Malignant cells produce volatile organic compounds that differ from healthy tissue. Differences so subtle that no conventional medical instrument at the time could detect them. But the dogs could. In the United Kingdom, an organization called Medical Detection Dogs trains dogs to identify the odor signature of multiple cancers: prostate, breast, colorectal, and lung, across breath, urine, and biological tissue. The implications are enormous: non-invasive, rapid, accessible, potentially life-saving on a massive scale. But cancer is not the only thing dogs can smell. People living with type 1 diabetes face dangerous blood sugar drops with little warning. When that happens, the body releases specific chemical byproducts detectable in breath and skin. An organization called Dogs for Diabetics trains dogs to alert their owners the moment those signals appear, giving the person time to treat before a medical crisis unfolds. And it doesn't stop there. Trained dogs have predicted epileptic seizures before they happen, alerted migraine sufferers to incoming episodes, and, in clinical trials, successfully detected malaria and early-stage Parkinson's disease through scent. Think about that. Your dog isn't just a companion. In the right circumstances, your dog could be the reason you are still alive. You've seen it. 2 dogs approaching each other on a leash. One is loose and wiggly, tail sweeping side to side. The other is stiff, head low, eyes locked. You might not read the difference immediately. Your dog already knows everything about that encounter before it even begins. Animal behavior specialists have long understood that dogs are masters of biomechanical communication. Every micro-movement carries information. A tail held high and rigid means something completely different from a tail held low and fast wagging. A dog that freezes mid-step is communicating threat. A dog that body shakes after meeting another dog is releasing tension. And dogs apply this same analytical lens to humans. If someone walks in with tight shoulders, a clipped stride, and eyes that don't quite meet yours, your dog has already cataloged all of it. If someone's words say, "I'm friendly," but their posture says something else entirely, your dog is listening to the posture. A 2016 study published in Animal Cognition found that dogs integrate information from multiple sensory channels simultaneously, combining what they hear, see, and smell into a unified assessment of a person's intent. This is why dogs in law enforcement and personal protection are so effective. It is not simply obedience or aggression. It is an almost superhuman capacity for reading behavioral microsignals, the unconscious leaks that people broadcast in every moment of every interaction. Your dog is doing this for you right now. Every single day. Every person who walks through your door is being evaluated. And the result is stored, remembered, and updated every time that person returns. We've covered so much, but we saved the most important one for last. Number 1 is the ability that ties everything together. And it's the reason you should always trust your dog's gut. Everything we've covered in this video, the lie detection, the scent memory, the facial expression reading, the chemical sensing, all of it flows from one fundamental truth. Dogs have been co-evolving with human beings for somewhere between 15,000 and 40,000 years. Depending on which archaeological evidence you favor, that is an almost incomprehensible stretch of shared history. And across that entire time, the dogs that were best at reading human emotional states were the dogs that thrived. They got more food, more protection. They stayed closest to the fire. Evolution over tens of thousands of generations has produced an animal that is not merely trained to respond to us, but genetically wired to understand us at a level no other species on Earth can match. A landmark study from Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest found that dogs follow human social cues more intuitively than even our closest genetic relatives, chimpanzees. Dogs have developed a specific sensitivity to human gaze, pointing gestures, and emotional expression that appears to be hardwired, not learned. More recent neuroimaging research shows that when you speak to your dog in a warm, loving tone, their brain processes not just the sound, but the feeling behind it, and responds in kind. This is not a one-way relationship. Dogs don't just absorb our emotional energy, they mirror it, respond to it, regulate it. If you are anxious, a well-bonded dog will press close, offering physical contact as stabilization. If you are sad, many dogs will seek your face, attempting eye contact. These are not random behaviors. These are deeply intentional acts of emotional communication from an animal that has spent thousands of years learning the language of human feeling. So the next time your dog locks eyes on a stranger and something shifts in their posture, when that low rumble starts in their chest and they plant their feet, ask yourself this: what do they know that I don't? Because based on everything science has shown us, the answer might be quite a lot. If this video opened your eyes to just how extraordinary your dog really is, subscribe to K9 Mind World right now. We go deep into the science, the behavior, and the emotional intelligence of dogs every single week. Share this with every dog owner you know, because every dog owner needs to understand just how much their dog truly sees. And leave a comment below telling us about a time your dog seemed to know something about a person before you did. Because I guarantee you have a story, and we want to hear it.